You want to go?
Yeah, sure.
I was going counterclockwise. I don't know what you guys are doing right now.
Which way? Which way is that?
Him.
Counterclockwise, is that where? Right?
Yeah, this is Ryan. I play bass for Cane Hill.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
I'm Witt. I do vocals.
I'm James. I play guitar.
I'm Devin. I play drums.
Appreciate that. Obviously, you need different names because you're both Elijah.
Yeah.
Was that like a criteria box you had to cross off to start a band together? Or?
He and I have been playing music together for about 16 years, just under different projects.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it gets confusing because he and I, just out of habit, will still introduce ourselves as Elijah sometimes.
I like the confusion personally. If I introduce
Yeah.
myself as Elijah, I'm hoping he comes up and introduces himself as Elijah.
Perfect.
Because it feels like a prank, even though it's not.
Yeah,
It's just reality.
this is reality.
Yeah, a real prank.
Yeah, I'm not trolling.
So the band started in 2011. So you guys were already playing music like even prior to that, or
Yeah.
Kinda?
It wasn't Cane Hill, but yeah, we were.
Cool.
2011, I think we were like Man versus Machine still.
Oh, we're throwing out the real name?
Sure.
throw them out, dude? Go, dude.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Man
This-
versus Machine, yeah, it was
this-
not our best name.
Wait,
not our best music.
Wait, Man versus
Man
Machine?
versus Machine.
Who thought about that one?
Not us.
Yeah, so Witt, my brother and I started that band in like 2008, and then a couple years into it, Witt joined. We changed the name to like Sleepwalker, went for this different sound.
Equally, yeah. Just trying to get a little step up. The band name.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then Sleepwalker is what would have become Cane Hill eventually, because we started, meeting people and talking to people, and we got linked up with the label, and they hated the name, so we just
Really?
Well, I mean, I'm being facetious, but we had to start from scratch, and come up
Sure.
with a new name. So.
Huh. Nice. I was gonna ask you, like, how's it being in a band with a brother? It just sounds like a nightmare.
It's cool. I mean, I don't know. He's not in the band anymore, but there was a time where like it was like really, really cool. There was like a falling out, and everything's chill now. Like we're all amicable and everything. He's actually helped the band out a lot, with just little random things because he's like a carpenter, and he also does metal work. So like it kind of helps us make our rig sick and stuff like that. But
Nice.
Yeah, so it was cool. It got uncool, but like I said, it's all water under the bridge now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What are some pros?
Pros?
Yeah.
Well, when it's I can't speak for everybody who has a brother, but like he and I were able to just be like so transparent and just like that shit sucks, you know what I mean, or whatever.
So early on too is hard. Doing that so early on is hard.
Yeah, he I actually owe a lot to him because when I was around 11 is when I got interested in metal, and he's 8 years older than me, so he's like recording bands and working with bands. So at 11 and 12, he was teaching me, because I wanted to hang out with him so bad. He was like teaching me how to like record, and like I actually ended up like tracking bands for him while he would be like at his other job.
At 11 or 12?
Like 12, 13,
Wow.
yeah. Like
Already like recording, learning?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, like mic and drums, mic and cabs, local band stuff. It sounded bad, but I was learning.
It's still pretty advanced.
Yeah, no,
sick.
I was
That's
at that
sick.
age to like soak it up like a sponge, you know what I mean? So
That's great.
yeah, it was cool.
Give me a one con.
A one con, what's
Yeah.
that?
Oh, no, give me one con of having being a
one
band.
con?
Yeah.
Being in a band with your brother, they just, I don't know. They know how to piss you off, and they will. You know what I mean? So
Well, I mean that's no different from
sure.
I do know how to piss him off.
how.
Oh, I mean, there's
What's-
a million ways.
Million? Damn, he has a list, dude.
I'm exceptionally good at pissing off my band.
Yeah. You know what we
Subtle
have?
disrespects,
We have a subconscious list.
a subconscious list.
Yeah.
Subconscious list, explain that.
Well, it's like we don't have like a list, like a forefront of a list, but it's like we've known each other for so long. You just been through so much together. Like you just have like this.
Oh, there's things
you just know like
Yeah, it becomes instinctual.
you don't even have to
It's second
think
nature.
about it.
Oh yeah, we either if we want to piece each other off, it's pretty easy to figure out how to do it, and then the counter is we're really good at stepping around all of the little intricate ways that could piss off each other.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, dude, being in a band for like over a decade, you know, you go through all those hurdles of like extremely bad, and then like you get like better at like confronting each other and like kind of like talking things through better. You know what I mean? Because you know, if you don't talk about it, you know, because when you're in a band, you know, you have to exist with these people for a long, long time. You know, you're kind of married to each other. You know what I mean? So if you can't, you know, get to the bottom, or if you can't like find a resolution, you know what I mean, then it's just going to be bad news bears. At some point, it's going to blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it always bubbles up to the top. Any little issue, because especially when you get slapped in the face. I mean, your band dealt with it. It's like once like, you know, there could be like a label change or something. People in your team start to leave, or things just don't work out. Then these little unresolved issues are like go right to your fucking face, and then you have to talk it out. And hopefully you're all at a point where you do, and it sounds like you guys are, which is
We're getting better at it.
Yeah.
It took a long time for us to kind of be a little bit more transparent with each other.
Yeah, our
Sure.
early 20s. Oh my god.
We didn't know how to
totally.
talk to each other at all.
No, it's like what's talking? Let's just start writing tunes.
What do you mean you're still mad? Shut up.
Yeah, it's like that happened 5 years ago. You fucking pussy, dude. Come on, dude. Come on. Do the same way. Yeah, I mean we're still learning. You know, being transparent. You can be more transparent.
Sure.
You know, trying not to cross the line. But when it just takes, especially when you're going into like this self-managed. That's just like I don't know the word exposed. It just brings up like any like these little problems that like someone has to fix.
Yeah,
Someone
it used to
it.
be someone else, and then it becomes you and your responsibility.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, I got nobody to email about this. Shit, I gotta. And then you're like,
I'll email myself real quick.
email myself. I'll be like,
Yeah.
hey, can you solve this?
Yeah.
I'll be like, God, I really don't want to. And it's like managing to get like the respect of everybody in the band in that situation, because everybody's like commanding their own respect. So like respecting the people you're asking things of and getting respect from the people you're asking things of, like when we're all equals anyway, is a very peculiar situation to be in the middle of.
So do you all treat each other as equals?
I would say so.
Okay. I mean,
We all have our like specialty. We all like have our specialties, but like we all respect the shit out of each other. You know what I mean?
It's cool.
And we split like everything like equally. You
Boom.
know, it doesn't matter like who did what. You know what I mean? Like it's all.
That was loud, dude. You all right?
That was, I caught myself.
That was good.
Someone's fucking slurping their coffee.
I'd just like to place an ad for Garza's podcast coffee. It is
Thank you,
fire.
Witt.
It doesn't need cream. The international delight is in the
appreciate
beans itself.
I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. It's so good. I had to fucking
I
slurp
had to
this
slurp
shit.
it.
It's still hot,
I had
though,
to
man.
slurp
Yeah, my
Garza's
bad.
beans real quick.
I'll get back here.
How was that transition going from to the self-managed? Because I managed a band for like 2 months and it was fucking hell. Yeah, it's like that little like transition period. Like, it sucks.
Not particularly fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we are managed now, which is nice.
Oh,
But
congratulations. Cool.
yeah,
Cool.
I got someone to email.
That's cool.
But for like 2 years essentially, we had a guy who helped manage, you know.
Okay.
But it was mostly, I would say, on us, and I think he would agree it was mostly on us. And if I'm like real, we had some of the most success we've ever had in that time period. So like whatever difficulties we ran into, and there were chock full of plenty, like because you're right. You mentioned it, like going through that period in transition brings out all of the tiny cracks that you could ignore because someone was telling you no, it's fine, or someone was like, we're handling it, even if they weren't. But in the back of your head, you're like, oh, it's being handled. So there's like this like cognitive dissonance between what's actually happening and like your like idea of everything's okay. So when you can see behind that curtain and you like see your debt and you see like some burnt bridges you didn't know were burnt,
Dude, yeah.
like you start realizing all these, not even like our personal issues, but like what what we had done for the past 7 years as a band and what we thought we had been doing, and in the reality, maybe what was like actually happening behind the scenes was different, like money-wise or content-wise or concept-wise.
Sure.
I'm not sure what we can and can't say, but
I get it,
I
yeah.
can say that it was interesting to test things. Like, there was beauty to having everything in our hands because we were able to like brand the band and like really throw things out there that maybe in the past like would have got denied or whatever, you know. And it was a chance for us to see. It was a chance for us to see, with no help, you know, what stuck and what didn't, you know. So I feel like
That's true.
that crew era during COVID, 2021, 2022, I feel like that was a very, very important moment for the band to kind of figure out, well, what are we going to do now? You know what I mean? And so we released those 6 singles, and each one of them is wildly different than the last. And we were kind of like, okay, they like this one, they hated this one, they like this, you know what I mean? So we just kind of took it from there, you know what I mean? So.
What was one thing you learned? Because and then we'll close off this subject. But selfishly, I want to ask, what do you learn? Because unfortunately, when you start to manage stuff and you see cracks, it does. If it changes you as a player, especially as like I mean, for you could be bass or vocals or drummer. Like, but when you're like writing songs, it does. There is a switch, you know. So what did you learn as a guitar player, going through all that?
Well, like starting over?
Mm-hmm.
It was extremely humbling. It didn't change how I played. The entire situation made me take it for granted less. And I'd say when I play now, it's a lot more emotional. Maybe not in like a sad way, maybe in like a melancholy type way. But I'm always wondering, like, is this the last one? You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
And I just try to make it count. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It's good. Yeah, you are forced to be humbled.
Oh yeah,
You are
I had no
forced to be
choice.
humbled. Yeah, you have no
know,
choice,
were
dude. Like, no fucking choice, dude. You know. So it kind of sounds like you guys. Obviously, you guys are writing your tunes, and you know you're signed to Rise, and all that cool shit's happening. But sometimes this sucks when we take shit for granted. It just happens. You know. You know, it's like you're like going from like, I could assume like you're going from like a loser from Louisiana, and then
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
and then sorry, Devin, I'm sorry, brother. And then, you know, I mean, because as I did it, I'll lose a kid from Corona, and then you actually do what was in your head, and then it happens, and then now you're out on the road, you're fucking playing some tunes.
And it happens so fast.
It happens quick. Oh, that
happens so
time
fast.
period, like years is they don't
Years
feel-
is nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Years are specks of time. 5 days ago, I was sitting in bed, like, thinking, oh, yeah, when I was on stage doing Acid in Bournemouth, I was like, this will feel like a blink of an eye in 7 years. And I'm 7 years ahead. I'm like, God damn, that was a blink of an eye.
It was. It's like like a career playing music is like cat years or dog years.
Yeah.
You know, it's just this.
It can almost kind of feel like a past life in some
It does.
instances.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll see pictures of yourself. I'm sure everyone listening and watching it, like you see pictures or like you see videos or you listen to records like, that's me, but it's not.
It ain't me.
Yeah. It's who
But-
I was at that point in time.
Yeah,
It's so weird to look back.
It captures it. Like, you know?
That is fucked up. Like the years go by quick, but then sometimes you look back and it seems so long ago.
7 years ago.
That's
Think
fucked
about
up.
the record you put out 7 years ago, man.
Oh gosh, different.
You were in a different place, huh?
Think about it. That record that you put out 7 years ago was probably a year or two already and
Of course.
already old.
Yeah, that's
So it's even older.
That's
Yeah.
9-year-old. That's 9 years ago Garza riffs, bro. Those emotions are probably pretty faded or different or changed. Maybe not even
Changed, sure.
faded.
Yeah.
Differently interpreted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Morphed.
That's a good point. You know, a lot of people, a lot of OG fans they want us to kind of do like the sound we used to do, and it's like, well,
That's
I wrote
tough.
Sunday School when I was 17. My brain doesn't operate.
I'm
like
not.
that,
I'm not
you
mad
know
at
what I
my
mean?
mom like that anymore. You know what I mean? Those lyrics, I look back, I'm like, why am I yelling at my mom, bro? You know?
Yeah. I heard a rumor that you guys put a show on acid. Is this true?
Played like
A
3 or
few.
4.
Couple
A few.
shows.
A few. Was it ever a good choice? Probably not.
Oh.
Were they good shows?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Do I
There
recommend?
was people there.
Because there's people there. Okay.
Because
Because
you could say we performed.
I don't think we did.
What you might have heard may not have been a
what's the
performance.
performance, man?
Would I do it now? No.
Can't advise it for anybody.
For like 4
ever.
hours, mind you, these two did it way before me and Devin because we wanted to see what was gonna go on. For 4 hours, they're like, "When's it gonna happen?" And me and Devin are like, "All right, then we can just take it before the set." Ours synced up with them, and they went right as the set started. And me and Devin are like, "I don't think we have time."
We caught up so quickly.
It wasn't very fair.
I remember being in the green room. We were talking about it not working. And I think our friend George was in the green room kind of fucking with us. And he started playing that 1975 song.
repeating it.
And he would repeat the same intro. And that's when we realized, like, oh, fuck. It's starting.
5 minutes.
He just hit it.
He just kept restarting it, dude. That was enough to freak us out.
Oh.
Dang, God himself made you guys sync up.
That's
Wow.
crazy. We did it enough with each other. I think our brains were pretty,
So it's-
pretty in tune with each other.
It's like, okay, like we've been friends for a while. Let's just try it like right now. Right?
We were just in that dumb phase, you know what I mean?
It was like a too often thing, you know.
Oh, okay.
I'd call it certainly a too often thing.
Too far gone.
It's where it came from. Yeah, Too Far Gone, the record name, the song, just because
Yeah.
we were quite literally a little bit too in over our heads with.
So that's where it came from.
Well,
Oh,
the house we were recording in at the time, it just happened to be like it was a studio, but there was a lot of like traffic of not local artists, but like artists from the LA area. So there was always like just people hanging out in the house. I mean, I'm not going to mention names, but people would just come in, hang out with us, and we wouldn't know for like a few hours later he'd been on our couch eating mushrooms the whole time, you know. So there was like always this element of like just relax, have a good time, experiment.
I want to tell this story so bad, but I don't know if I should.
I don't think he'd care. Wait, no, no, not that one. No,
You guys know, you know.
we look. Some
I
of
wanna-
our best stories are untellable because
Too Far Gone's based, it's real.
The story was real. Like it happened because we realized that some of the people that we were, I guess, idolizing or had a bunch of, I don't know, a prominent touch on who brought us up.
Someone from a very prolific metal band
Yeah.
was scheduled to have a co-write with us. And they come out to the studio. Trying to decide.
Playing time. More-
Trying to decide how I want to like explain
Playing
it.
time.
They came out to the
disagree
studio.
with
It was the studio. If I could describe it, it's like a bedroom type studio. It's just like a Kemper, a distressor, and a MacBook. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So really prolific artists. They get to this place. They're like, "What the fuck? Like, where's the drum set?" You know what I mean? I'm like, "It's right here in the computer," and they're like. I don't think they'd ever seen programmed drums in their life. I think I was the first person to show them programmed drums. But anyway,
A drummer.
they're
A drummer?
they hit drums sometimes. But so
Good one. Nice.
they
I'm a good guy here.
stop. So they come and their manager comes. And before they even came, our manager calls us and he's like, "Look, you know, they're recovering. You guys need to put up all this stuff. Like whatever you
why
have,
wasn't our manager there?
you know, whatever you have, you need to put it up." And we put it up for the most part. I think there was like one bong laying around or something like. But that was enough to like set them off. But anyway, so we're like talking, we're chit chatting, And one thing led to another. We started talking about acid. And then they were only there for about 30 or 40 minutes. And then he was like, all right, y'all got my number. And then,
he said, I got y'all's number. Yeah, we didn't have his number. He's like, I got y'all's number.
Yeah, but first he talks about bringing back.
Whoa!
Can you cut that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, if you can cut that, then just to tell you the story.
You can bleep it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bleep it.
I'll bleep out the name.
Yay!
But anyway,
Bleep it.
so they roll out.
Wow.
And it's not too long before we get a call from our manager. And basically their manager told our manager, he's like, I can't have my guys around your guys. You know, they're talking about drugs. They're like fighting with each other. They thought...
You guys were fighting?
They
we
thought...
weren't.
They
We're
thought-
just both named Elijah, and we fuck around.
Okay,
oh, sure.
so,
Yeah.
we've been a band a long time. We like kind of like rip on each other. Like,
Of course.
So I used to say stuff like, you can't fucking sing, you suck. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, my
we
favorite.
might have used
Yeah.
to be meaner.
That's my favorite.
yeah, and it's all like...
It's not mine.
Oh, singers are a little bit more sensitive, though. Yeah.
I got feelings.
Yeah, we don't really do that anymore. But back then, we were just like, really like bully type.
We were
tough
wacky.
love, whatever. But they thought we were dead serious. So
I could see it.
they were mad about that, and they were mad about the bong, and they were mad about us bringing up acid in front of bro. So anyways, like, I can't have my guys around your guys. You know what I mean? And we're like, this is a really prolific, crazy band. You know what I
Sure.
mean? And we're like, we're too crazy for okay. You know what I mean? I guess
Sure.
we're too far gone. And then I told that story
Oh, wow.
to Drew, our producer at the time. I told him that story, and he was like, all right, get out. And I'm like, okay.
He said, I'm going to go write a hit.
And then him and Witt, they turned that story into that song, So that song's actually really, really important because it's true. It was like a domino effect, like, because we did that and then we got crazier. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we were like, oh, damn, we're too crazy?
Okay,
What if we were
let's do
crazy?
more. Like,
That, much to our demise.
Yeah, it sucks because you need to balance it. Like, you kind of like need that kind of side of you to write sick tunes, but there's also like the other side. Of,
It
like,
made some sick tunes.
that song
you know?
did a lot for the band. It's still our closer. It's still the one people recognize. When I think when people think of Cane Hill, they probably think of like Sunday School, Too Far Gone, Time Bomb, Gemini, stuff like
I'm
that.
trying to
So-
rewrite that. Trying to make them think of other songs.
that record also has Why and Erase, correct?
Yes.
Okay. James, you mentioned that you were depressed writing those two songs.
I've depressed writing every song I've ever written in my life.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great. Yeah, it kind of sucks that you need to. It just makes good music.
Yeah, like to a fault. I think I've even like self-sabotaged just to feel bad again before.
Consistently. Not even just him, whole band. Whole band loves self-sabotaging.
Like I like
Commiseration.
subconsciously, you know what I mean? Because like you'll get in your own head and you'll be like, I don't think I'm sad enough to write good music. I better fuck this up. You know what I mean?
Wow, self-sabotage?
Yeah, but it's subconscious though. You don't even realize you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, I have a whole song about it.
Yeah?
It's called Kill the Sun. That song, Kill the Sun, is literally about like taking my happiness and doing something to fuck it up.
Why do you do that?
I don't know.
This is how
I try not to anymore.
Trauma.
Maybe trauma, maybe...
How old are you, Witt? I'm sorry.
I'm 31.
31, okay.
Mhm. I'm past a lot of my self-sabotaging, but I do be trying to dwell, I like to dwell. I think that... my philosophy has always been, like, I don't think that you can enjoy happiness unless you have truly experienced sadness. You can't... where's the appreciation for the good times if you haven't heard a little? But that said... There are plenty of people who hurt too much.
All
and
my
don't
favorite
need to hurt
bands
to feel
started
good,
All my favorite bands started sucking when they got happy.
The Fray, This is my favorite example because they're not a metal band, they're not heavy at all. But in the early 2000s, the Fray had some of the saddest alt music in the world, like truly depressing.
The Fray?
Yeah, the Fray.
The Fray, okay.
Their music's not cool.
No?
But they got married, and their music got like demonstratively worse, like
Okay.
horrible. You can't get happy and write good music. that's where you start to fail as a band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Metalcore 101.
Yeah. No,
Dwell.
I'm in score right now. But don't you think like, don't you think there's always something to be pissed off about?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Have you seen the world?
Yeah, I mean, even when I'm happy, I'm like, I'm 38. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. However, there's also like this other well of creativity now. It's weird. It's like it's even this.
You can always find it.
You always go, depending on how far you want to dig. It's always there. You know, it's like I'm happier, I'm stoked, but also I just have like this infinite well of dark and it's pissed.
Yes.
It's like,
I love explaining that to people. Like, oh, you look happy. I'm happier than I've ever been. But you know what? I'm
you.
still fucking depressed and sad and angry. All right? I'm just also happy.
Why the fuck is this 5-layer $4?
Yeah, why the fuck is the 5-layer $4?
And you guys are from Louisiana. Obviously, you're not all from New Orleans. You know, so
Yeah, we're kind of spread out a little bit.
I take it that's like your like central point. Is anyone of you actually from there or no?
Born and raised.
Born and raised there. How was that?
To me, it feels normal, but now that I've seen the world, it's very not normal of a place. It's a small city, but has a big city vibe. That's why they call it the Big Easy. So
They call it Big Easy?
Big Easy.
Big Easy, huh?
The Big Easy. And it's a very small city. You could drive around it in a few minutes and cut right through it if you wanted to on the interstate. But it's got this big city vibe. It's very much under sea level, so anytime we have a big storm or it rains, it's going to flood. So that's kind of something we have to live with. But
It happened 3 days ago.
Yeah, it happened a few days ago. But it's not much different in like the terms of like growing up. Like James went to high school. We all went to high schools and did this whole normal life shebang.
Yeah, I don't know actually, because going around to other places, like I feel like there's a big difference in high schools because Louisiana, it's like Catholic school or nothing.
Yeah, in the city, you have to go to a Catholic school to get like the proper education that is to par with the rest of the country.
Public school's so bad in the city.
But like, if you could say what's weird about growing up in New Orleans, well, we have Mardi Gras every year, so like, there's a section of the city that just shuts down and it becomes a giant party for like 2 weeks out of the year. We've got mosquitoes and all that kind of other stuff that everyone's known about. So
I hear people that are from there hate it.
you could grow to hate it.
Yeah.
It's the thing is when you're there you hate it. When you leave you can't wait to get back. It's messed up.
It's so easygoing too.
Other cities are much faster. Like I've never lived in a place other than New Orleans where it's like nobody cares if you're on time. You're not gonna really be on time.
We're also really spoiled with food.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we got some
people
of the best
need to
food in the
stop
country.
trying to take us to restaurants and waiting for our faces to be like, "Ooh, this is really good," because we're mean.
We've got so much good food in the city.
Our photographer took us to Taco Time on this tour, and he said it was "quote unquote" a better Taco Bell, and it was
Cap.
some of the worst shit I had in my life.
I will actually. We talk about how we love good food, but fuck, do we love Taco Bell too? But yeah, I mean, like, or took he also recommended an Italian place, and it looked like the cheese in the noodles was like, I don't know, but you know how like pasta's supposed to be kind of creamy? It wasn't.
It was like all just like one.
It was like a gelatin.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And we're like, what the
It could have been
fuck am I
lasagna.
looking- It could have been lasagna. It was not supposed to be.
It's kind of funny how we all talk shit on fast food, but
But we still eat it all the time.
we still eat it, and they're like literally
It's so
like
good.
major companies, and we
Fast food's fire.
all go there.
Fast food's fire.
We're buying into it all the time.
It's like
I've got
it's
the
like
Taco Bell
like,
app,
Taco
and I save
Bell,
so much money.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
dude. The Mexican pizza.
I've never had the Mexican pizza.
Dorito tacos, baby.
Dude, take him to get a fucking Mexican pizza. You're in
Why
California.
would I get a Mexican pizza if I can get a Crunchwrap Supreme?
Yeah, Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah,
Crunchwrap
there is-
Supreme.
Put the potatoes in it.
Ooh.
There is multiple things there. There's something like a bean and cheese burrito. That's literally my favorite meal
Bean and cheese
on the
burrito.
planet. Literally
and
my
grill
favorite.
it. Have them grill it at Taco Bell.
You could grill it?
Oh, you can grill anything at Taco Bell.
Huh.
It's the secret.
You guys are bougie. Cool.
We just know what we're doing. It's like
That's true.
it's like Starbucks orders, except we're Taco Bell connoisseurs.
Lord.
Cool. Well, Devin, it is an honor to call you my friend.
Dude,
You know,
so nice to meet you on that tour too, and like get to hang out with you guys. You know, working for y'all.
you changed my opinion on drummers. So
Hey, yo.
so you represent. They probably had their own opinion of you, but but I have
It's
my
a
own
good opinion.
Yeah, I have my own experience with you. So you definitely changed. You opened my mind to maybe not every drummer's a fucking
There's a small,
psychopath.
like 10% of us that aren't that crazy, but I got a little crazy side in me. You know, it'll come
we all
out
do.
every now and then.
We all have that. It's the creative part. Like when it manifests into the show, there's the songs, and that's great. There, oh cool, you channel it. But when it comes out of anything else, it's not good.
No.
That's arguments
Well, you're-
and pissed and
Your performance is how you felt that morning or that day, you know?
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wondered. I think every person that does it differently. I noticed that. I was like, oh, I think So for you, maybe it's how I feel this today.
Yeah.
It's how I feel this
Because
morning.
I can't speak for everybody or every band, but there's a lot of improv in the Cane Hill set. It's not
Mhm.
exactly the same every single time.
Okay.
So I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for me particularly, it's like the last hour before we do changeover.
Mhm.
Whatever happens in that last hour, that's going to directly affect my set. So I can do the whole day and it'd be okay, but if I'm not like in that mode to go on stage,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a good time.
So you need to be in a mode.
Yeah, I need to switch something on inside me to
What?
get up there.
What turns on?
Angry guy, you know.
Angry
I beat the shit out of drums. I just kind of like
angry guy.
focus my
Just switch
energy
on.
more towards like pissed off thoughts and feelings and take it out on my drums.
What do you think about?
Tour managing, how it sucks.
Really?
How I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it.
Driving, lack of sleep, missing my cat.
Sure.
That pisses me off.
If
Missing
it makes you
home.
feel better, Cooper doesn't miss you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm the second human in our relationship.
That is true. Okay, cats don't fucking care about us, dude. That's fun. It's just so.
Cats are based.
Yeah, they're smart. They're too good for that.
They are. Sometimes I'll sit there high and then my cat's just like looking at me,
Judging you.
just judging. It's like I know you're high and you're gonna die someday.
You're just sitting there like, I know, man.
But it's for some reason it's a healthy love. I don't know. I think about my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a switch. It's a mode. So I'm always everyone kind of I noticed that like once like the conversation comes up, oh wow, not everyone thinks like this. Everyone kind of some people are happy, some people might think about what they did that day. I need to be in a mode, at least right now in my life. Just thinking about childhood, everything I don't like about myself, or
There's
demons,
that classic
whatever.
gloom,
Yeah.
bro. Exactly what we were talking
Self-deprecation,
about.
baby.
It
You're
gets
setting
fucking-
yourself up for it.
It
You
gets
have to.
It gets dark, dude. I don't know if you guys ever seen the band, but yeah, it's the headbang.
You guys?
Yeah,
We toured
I know.
with you.
I know. Well, I'm talking like a there's
I almost said it.
the world is. I'm talking to the world right now.
Okay.
but yeah.
I
I know.
was like, what do you mean?
No, I know, and we did that little mini tour, but yeah, just fucking just I don't know. It gets dark, but yeah, I mean, for fucking like you when you're older and you're trying to move like you did when you're in your teens.
Yeah, but that doesn't work.
My spine
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah, it's
Dude, the lower back kills.
thank God for yoga.
You still jumping in the drum kits
No.
recently?
Actually, that was also oh yeah, you actually witnessed like the last time I did that
You
stuff.
fucked your shit up that day.
Yeah, I stopped doing that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's sometimes you get signs. I had a big sign. I had a gash in my eye, and I was like, okay, this is.
This is not healthy.
The past year and a half of pure destruction is it's
That kind of fucking hurt.
yeah. Yeah, because your eye, it's like right here. It's like your eyebrow so close to your eye, dude.
Yeah,
It is indeed.
It's right there.
I never thought about it that
Oh,
way.
God.
Yeah. One more inch.
That's the eyeball.
I don't
It's
know.
actually a
I say
tender
that.
spot
I don't
too.
know.
Huh?
That's a tender spot too.
It's very easy to cut as well.
Yep.
And it, it's the way they was bleeding, it was like more. It looked more than what it was.
He was probably sweating too.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really
He
sweat
probably
though.
looked pretty cool.
No,
Probably looked pretty brutal.
maybe I was like in my 20s. Yeah, I'm so fucking cool, but no, it's like no, I'm in my fucking 30s.
I'm in
bleeding
pain.
from my
I'm
eyebrow.
bleeding. I gotta go home.
Yeah.
Bleeding, man.
What if I don't
Yeah.
make it home to my cat? They'll never understand.
No, dude, no. It was definitely not a cool feeling. But yeah, that ended the. That was in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
That was a magical day.
That was a really fun day.
It was,
Had some
man.
people out, come and hang out and shit.
Yeah.
You jumping into a drum kit. I remember you falling on the Alex's bell brass snare, and I'm just thinking to myself, that's the most stiff thing you could probably fall on in that drum
Yeah, it
kit. It
sucks.
didn't buckle. Like
No.
you buckled.
No, steel wins. Steel, if it's a combat and war between steel and flesh, we all know what's going to win. You know, that's going to humble you. And you guys, so I didn't know until after, but you guys already did a tour with Sevendust. So
Prior to that.
so you already knew Morgan.
Yeah.
The dust.
The dust.
Sevendust is sick. How was that tour?
Amazing.
Awesome.
It was sick.
Yeah.
This is kind of like like many of the tours we've had in our first part of our career. It was kind of like a bucket list thing. So
It's bucket list chorus.
Kind of full circle.
I feel like
Of course.
Sevendust is top of the bucket list too. I mean, that was out of all the like rock god tours we did.
Mm-hmm.
They were the coolest, and their show was the best, and Lejean's the best singer.
They were really
And,
nice,
Like,
and they're fans of the band. It was really interesting. That's actually how we got the tour. Was they liked "Kill the Sun" so much that
Oh wow.
that's somehow that got us the tour. You know?
unbelievably, we were like, for real,
yeah.
Like
we're
that-
not gonna play none of it.
We're not playing any of that. But
They invited us to do. Was it the first that
was
New
that-
Year's
that New
Eve
Year's
show?
Eve, yeah.
They invited us to do this New Year's Eve show that I don't know if they host it every year, but
I think they do.
it was at the Masquerade, and we had just sound checked or something, and like he came out of his way from what he was doing with his group, walked up to the stage to us, and just like started spilling his guts about how he was a fan, and he was honored to have us out, and I was like, this is crazy.
What are you
man.
talking about?
I've been buying your records with my dad since I was like, before high school was ever, a thing in my mind. So I would have ventured to
That
say it
record?
was probably like,
Okay.
yeah, it's probably like fourth or fifth
Animosity
grade.
for me.
I'm
Oh, sick.
learning about Sevendust.
Wow.
And then Lejean just being as sweet as he
That's
is.
sick. That's
It was
cool.
really cool.
That
it was bizarre. There, I think it
that's
was.
a bucket list thing for sure.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was like the good paddling back, like
Yeah.
Sevendust likes my band.
Fuck yeah.
I wasn't here for this part. It was just told to me, but I think Clint and Morgan walked up, and they said something along the lines of like, "Kill the Sun" inspired them for their next record.
Yeah,
to
bro,
be
I
more
heard that with my own
groove-
ears, and I was like, that's the silliest thing I've
to
ever
be more
heard.
groove oriented because they thought "Kill the Sun" was really groovy or in the pocket or something like that. And like I said, I wasn't present for that, but that was fucking crazy because, like Ryan said, I was like 6 years old. My mom's showing me like Animosity.
You're
and, like,
6?
Yeah, I used to be. And yeah, she showed me like Animosity and Papa Roach and all that shit, So it's one thing to get the tour with the guys, but for them to say that I inspired them, like that's fucking crazy, dude. Like that's
It's a full circle.
exactly, yeah.
We forget that people are listening.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
You think,
It's easy to put it out there and just forget.
it's also weird to think that people who make music listen to music, like you're telling me the people that I like to listen to also open up Spotify and go out of their way and listen to like new artists. Like how long?
Totally.
Because I know how jaded I became in music. I feel like I've become slightly less jaded because, as James said, we got humbled.
Sure.
But there was a long time period I didn't listen to any music. I was so out of touch. I didn't even know like the cool new bands coming up in our own scene.
So are you back trying to just constantly trying to hear new stuff, going to shows?
I'm trying. New Orleans doesn't really get many shows.
Yeah, New Orleans is bad
Really?
for that.
Yeah, it's a pretty dead market when it comes to metal. We have a lot of EDM stuff, a lot of
Yeah,
pop stuff,
a lot of
but
dance.
Lots of
Huh.
indie.
There's some local scene though. There's some like Capra from like Western Louisiana is doing like I think it would be considered grindish.
Yeah,
music.
like music like more extreme metal, like grind and sludge and stoner stuff. That does really well. And death metal.
And it
like,
still pops out of there.
like Goat Whore and Crowbar and shit, you know.
Classic bands. I was listening to Crowbar on the way up here just to trying to
That Louisiana.
trying to get in your
Get
in your
the vibe
city,
right.
in your world, man.
Sludgy and slow.
Yeah.
It's wildly accurate of
Yeah.
the city itself.
I played a show with them once. It was them and Blower Motor. Isn't that a crazy name?
That's blower motor.
They were sick.
That's a great name. Well, no, it's not.
No, no.
Sorry, boys.
A term popped in my brain today because I was just listening to you guys talk, especially you, Witt, and I was like, I do respect how honest you tend to be, you know, and it was that Louisiana honesty that it kind of just popped in my head.
Yeah.
You know, it was pretty cool, which is actually why I wanted you on the podcast. Especially now, I've been kind of picky with who I want. I think you guys are a great band, and I think more people should hear about you guys. So
Thank you.
Why I
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I
so-
just mostly have a hard time shutting my mouth and filtering, you know, as far as honesty. So, yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
happy to be here without a filter.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, but you'll be surprised how many people have that filter. It's weird, you know. So when I hear people that don't have it, especially in the table, it's really hard for me to stop it. You know, so it's like, oh shit, people are actually saying what's on mine. Oh wow, it's cool.
It's nice,
Sick.
huh?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And you were talking about your past relationships, and obviously we have past relationships that maybe aren't like the best, and then you went into your history. I was like, man, it made me think about my past relationships that I haven't thought about in like over 2 decades. So it's cool, you know. It's like music, but also it was. Sometimes someone will tell you something, and then it'll plant a seed. So for you, it's like you kind of planted the seed without me knowing. Then like today, I'm like driving up listening to Crowbar, okay, and then those riffs kind of brought up something else, and then like I was.
And then I hit my J, dude.
Yeah, and then I hit my J, dude. But, I was driving, so I'm sober. I'm just high on coffee, you know. But
Riffs will send you back.
They
I
do.
mean, that's why. I
They
mean, that's why. Like that old trope. Like when you break up with somebody, like it ruins some songs for you. Like I mean, there are songs that you relate to how you felt, or like even like you, like subconsciously, like you don't even know that something is related to how you felt 10 years ago, and then you'll hear something you haven't heard in forever, and it'll send you back.
Yeah, dude, there's songs that are hard to perform depending on how I'm feeling sometimes because they're about somebody that was in my life, you know.
how do you do that?
How'd I do what?
Yeah. Well, how do you, like, what? Because you say that, but you said earlier, like, well, I think about what I went through during that day. So what's like the difference?
That just makes it worse, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, we just have, it's usually like the more like lovey-dovey songs, you know what I mean? A lot of times Witt will take my shortcomings and turn that into songs.
Man makes songs.
So sometimes it is hard, especially when I'm near them, but, you know, like that kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying, you know what I mean? There's even more emotion when I think that they could be around. They're probably not, but maybe they are.
Hey, they probably aren't.
So.
Yeah. Is it like because you do backing vocals? So do you still write lyrics and shit?
I suggest things.
Squad helps.
Me and Witt like go back and forth, whatever. But it's mostly him. You know what I mean? I kind of help with harmony sometimes. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Everybody's got a hand in everything.
It's
One
funny
way or
because
another.
like he started doing vocals because of Sevendust. We did that tour with them, and we were talking about Morgan doing like the backing screams and shit. And then we were getting into the studio to start writing something. I can't remember what. Maybe it was the EPs. But we were like, what if James kind of just did some like A/B takes off of Witt, and like, you know, kind of riffed off them, you know, and it turned into something really
sick.
fucking sick, you know.
Yeah, I never considered myself a vocalist. Even listening to it now, I'm like, this shit sucks. What? But
Yeah.
I'm sure most people feel that way about their voice. But yeah,
Of course.
just got thrown at me And it's really fun. It's really hard to juggle sometimes, but it's really fun when you like get that muscle memory of like how to play a part and sing at the same time.
How do you do that?
I can't tell you. I have to like slow it down and like do it in steps and then like slowly get to full speed. But yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm in that transition phase. Because anyone that I meet that plays and sings at the same time, I'll ask him, how do you?
There's some stuff that I wish I could do with him. I just can't. Like we have a song called "Drag Me Down," and there's like a breakdown in it, and it's like 7/4 and then 6/4 or something like that. And like he screams "Drag Me Down" over it. I can't do it with him. It's just too hard. I can't like. Dirka dirk. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just too hard.
So you slow it down first. And then you build it to where you're comfortable. And
yeah, like okay, so we have a song called "Blood and Honey," and in the bridge, I do this like melodic thing, and every phrase is different. Like every bar is a different fingering thing, and I had to like bring that way down to like very very slow and be like, okay, when I hit this fret, I'm saying this word. You know what I mean? I kind of like do it like that, and then like speed it up. I can't. Typically, I can't jump into it right away. Like he'll be like, we'll be at rehearsal and be like, "Can you do this part?" I'll be like, "Next week, maybe." You know what I mean? But
I gotta wait a whole week.
But yeah,
it's worth the wait.
Pathetic.
Damn, I don't even know where to start. But
I would say your riffs are pretty hard to sing and scream over. I
don't think so. It's
gotta
4/4.
start somewhere.
Yeah, 4/4. But your fingers are ripping. You're picking fast. Come on now.
Dude,
but I say that as a guy.
2-1-0.
I got
2-1-0, and a little bit of fucking tremolo. That's it.
The hardest song.
That's it.
I guess, bro.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I can't do it.
It's all simple, but it's simple to me. Maybe I'm just so ingrained by people talking shit.
I'm pretty
the
sure.
first like 15 years, maybe I just think.
I'm pretty sure I couldn't play what you played to save my life. So I like to consider myself a pretty talented guitarist. Don't laugh. Yeah, I'm pretty bad.
Laughed at you,
No, yeah,
dude.
I'm pretty horrible.
At him. I laughed with him.
Oh
yeah.
shit!
Yeah, I'm pretty horrible.
He's
I can't play
fucking
guitar.
around. He's fucking-
Yeah, I got sarcasm on my mind.
Yeah.
I think your riffs are. I think patterns and cadences honestly make it harder to sing and scream over. Like it's less. It's less like when he said he's playing notes and he's like picking which note to sing that word over. For anything that I do, like if I'm writing like my shitty little acoustic songs, that's how I do it as well. Like I'll sit there and I'll figure out what down or up strum like the word comes in on. But when you were having chaotic cadences, even if it's 4/4, if the picking is crazy and intrinsic, or even if it's like rhythmic and then the vocals are like an offbeat on top of that, that's your brain trying to do the like tap tap rub thing.
Yeah.
Like
I have a hard time with that.
Probably times like 2 or 3 because you're doing chug chug chug, finger finger finger, and then also a different pattern. It's not easy, you know.
No. Yeah, you gotta practice that.
Goodyear is crazy. It's kind of
sucks
the
having
roundabout
to practice
point.
my instrument.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the older you get, the more you got to practice. You know, because well, you were talking about the Jaded. I look at being jaded as a lifetime cancer.
Yes.
It's like once you get it, it doesn't go away, and you're basically trying to put it in
Fighting it.
You're basically fighting it on, I would argue, a daily basis. I was the same way. I was jaded as fuck. I was jaded, and then once there's a period where could be for you guys, it was an awakening of being self-managed. You know, you gotta have to. Okay, now what do I gotta do to? When you're aware you're jaded, and then you try to fix it, it's like, oh wow, this is. What I mean, this is literally you guys are helping me. This is a part of my journey. You know, this listening to songs. Me and Ernie go to every show we can around here. Like,
Keeps you young. Keeps you in. You know?
It's literally like, okay, then I really felt it shrinking after like a while. You know, I've been doing this for over 3 years. You know, it just shrinks. It's like it doesn't go away. And the moment I might, I don't know, a day or two think like things are cool. Nope.
Yeah, it's
Gotta fix it again.
All that work you did to shrink it, it goes away quick, dude, and it's fucking scary. It just grows, like you're shrinking the cancer, and then it does that again. It spreads. It spreads throughout your soul. It's evil.
It's deep too.
It's I don't know how the experience was for you guys when you first got picked up, but I think my personal catalyst was I had all these really powerful and wealthy people telling me I was going to be this and that.
Wow.
I'm 18 years old, you know what I mean? And they're like, they're throw in all these opportunities, and they're like, oh, don't worry. You know what I mean? And kind of like we were talking about earlier, you get to a point where you just, unfortunately, you begin to expect these things. You know what I mean? And then one day you wake up, and those things aren't there anymore.
Gone.
You know what I mean? And so that I think that's a good way to sum up, you know, the whole jaded thing and like recovering from being jaded and this, that, and the other. You know, nothing is guaranteed, and
Nope.
ego
Nothing.
is your enemy.
Nothing.
You need a little bit of an ego, but like
You gotta
it's,
think you're good.
It's dangerous.
But you gotta know you're not great.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta
it's
have
bad.
confidence in what you do. But it's really easy to cross the line and become disrespectful, arrogant, yada yada yada
Sure.
yada. But
Every day I'll say something like, yeah, I hate touring. And then immediately I have to be like, no, I don't. No, I don't. I like doing this. I love making music. I love playing shows. I hate being tired is the truth. It's not. So like fixing that jadedness and like revisiting it and seeing what you're really mad about. I'm just tired. I'm just
Tired.
grumpy. I
I'm
like
grumpy,
touring.
dude. I'm grumpy.
I think a big part of it is recognizing the W's too, and
There's wins out
there's a
there.
lot of
course.
W's. There's a lot more W's today than there was back in the day. To be honest, you know what I mean?
Totally. Totally. Unfortunately, the L's have such a big impact.
Oh,
Sure.
do they?
Sure.
They have a big impact. Sounds like
Try to ignore them nowadays. You know?
do you think like in like a weird way like when you had like this transition phase that was actually a great thing that happened to you?
Absolutely.
Every day of my life,
Right?
I'm grateful for
It's
it.
fucked up.
Every day I'm grateful for it, man.
I can't speak for everybody, but I think when I stopped having my hand held by the big powerful people, I think that made me a better songwriter and a better performer and just an overall better person, I think.
So Too Far Gone. How was like the writing process like for that record? Like how are you guys as like a band writing songs to
Too Far
now?
or
Yeah.
Kill the Sun?
Too Far.
We were so busy the year before. I think we like literally showed up to Drew's
Couple riffs.
with a few maybe songs.
Oh no, yeah,
We
had
did
that-
some
no.
co-writes.
That Smile was the one that we had nothing for.
Yeah.
Going to Too Far Gone is when we wrote with everybody and their mother, and had a like
Didn't we like just not keep any of it either?
90%.
There's a lot of
it, yeah.
co-writes we did that we were like, this was a waste of time.
This was a big waste of time. I think that was during the time period when so we were picked up by a management company that had never really had like a small band. They'd only ever really worked with like 6 bands that had already seen success, so they weren't sure what to do with us. I think is the brass tacks of it. But that being independent and self-managing is how we come to realize what was happening. But they wanted us to write rock songs. They wanted us to write octane songs. They sent us to a bunch of songwriters who have had commercial success with like bands like 3 Days Grace and Disturbed and things like that.
Really prolific
writers.
And
talented writers.
I learned a lot, but the songs were bad.
The songs were not what
it
we
was
wanted,
not,
you know?
It was not. No one could really like capture who what we were going for. It was weird.
Also, no one told us what they were trying to do. Like we assumed they were trying to make rock hits by sending us to the rock people, but we were never briefed. Hey, go write rock songs. So we're in there like we're gonna write Cane Hill songs, and these guys are like power chords.
They're like boomers. You know what I mean? They're like 1,700 years old, and I'm coming in there with my Dowgadow. And they're like, I thought we were writing a hit. I'm like,
Yeah, they said I thought we were writing a hit. And we're like, well, I thought I was writing a hit.
They told you that?
yeah, and yeah, like verbatim. But
Yo, in fairness, they do have hits.
Sure.
You know,
They do,
They
they
have
do.
experience with hits, and we had experience with Dowgadow. You know?
Wow. But I guess it goes back to what we were saying earlier. That probably showed you, it probably taught you what. Sometimes you need to experience something in our lives that, okay, I know I don't want
We
that.
don't want that.
Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you have an idea in your head or something is presented to you. Oh, cool.
I say this all the time. I think a lot of songwriting, like when you're writing a song, you have an idea, right? I think a lot of it is figuring out what not to do. You know what I mean?
Dude,
You very rarely get it
That
right.
sucked. That sucked. That sucked.
It's a lot.
Back to 4/4.
See, 4/4, it's hard. Dude, playing 4/4, I'll say it a million times. It's hard to do, man.
How do you make
No, keep the
4/4?
drums at 4/4. Let the guitar go dumb.
Yeah, yeah, or
Meshuggah.
or switch it, you know. Yeah, sometimes you gotta know what not to do. Now you know what to do. You know. So you guys are dropping a record November 1st. I was kind of confused how it was. I never seen a band release something like this, so I was kind of confused.
An album?
Is it because it says?
Sure.
Is it because
What-
it says it's
what-
an EP on Spotify?
What's a record? So you guys have like the record release showing it's going to be coming up on November 1st.
Yeah.
But then it was just are the songs that were on the EP that says EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a Spotify problem.
Modern Spotify, bro. We are quite literally going through the throes of understanding it with you. Because
Okay.
we haven't released an album in so long and everything's
Yeah.
changed.
A lot of people think it's an E EP.
A lot of things, and that's also new on Spotify. I think they've updated a lot of
Listen to me.
the nomenclature of things. They've added text places that wasn't there. Like
Sure.
you know
Yeah, you
what I
can
mean?
put your music videos on your Spotify page now.
Yeah,
Which
they're
is
going
really
wild
sick,
with that app
actually.
development.
Comments too.
They're
Yeah.
they're trying to make it a social media platform, which is
Yeah.
interesting. I'm not against a social media music platform, but I still
No.
think they should pay. They should totally pay. But yeah, so now like
Oh,
when
it's
you-
happening in real time right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They when labels release our songs now, the move is apparently, which makes sense, and it was
Sure.
actually what we were trying to do with the EP originally when we were releasing it during COVID. We were trying to do this where you release a song that's a part of an album, and then you release the next songs that are still a part of that album, but you include the other songs
Yes.
in that. That way, it's called the waterfall. So
Yes.
you continue listening to those new songs, but when you release a certain amount of songs on a body of work and the album's not out, it's automatically recognized as an EP by Spotify because it's like it's an extended play length. You know, it has an extended play amount of songs, so it's become pretty confusing. And yeah, I don't.
Yeah, Spotify is funny. Like when you go to our discography, it doesn't even have Kill the Sun. Like you kind of have to like sift through every one of our releases
Yeah.
to even find Kill the Sun. It's,
Yeah.
We are a mess on Spotify, but I think a lot of bands are a mess on Spotify. I mean, the other day we saw a bunch of AI songs get added to metalcore bands like track listing and discography. Like,
It happens. Yeah.
yeah, the
Yes.
casual, it happens.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, you know.
It shouldn't, but
like
yeah,
with a
it is.
multi-billion-dollar industry that basically runs online music. You should not
should
be
know.
able to do that. You should not be able to upload AI as an artist, claim it, have it go through, successfully start streaming, be monetized until someone recognizes
Sure.
it and points out the problem.
Sure.
But that's an argument for another day because I just
Yeah.
get mad at bad app development at this point. It's 2024. Build a better app.
Yeah, it's unfortunately I learned the hard way. Yeah, it's common. Once it happens to you, like one day I just woke up and I got a text. Hey, is there a new song on your Spotify? I'm like, look, what the fuck is that?
Nah.
And I still look back. I'm like, I wonder if it was like done on purpose because it was done on a holiday, so no one was in the office at CM. So it's like I was fucking pissed, dude.
Yeah, man.
And couldn't get a hold of anyone at the label that could log in. So now I learned through that, and then they told me this is actually pretty common, where things will just show up on your artist page, and obviously this whole thing happened with an entire genre. So now I have personal login.
Yeah.
I was like, give me the fucking password.
You should have had a
need to know.
personal login long ago, buddy.
I need to. I know. I was totally.
That's the joy of learning self-managing and
Totally.
becoming more empowered. You're like, why the fuck didn't I have logins to all this shit?
Yeah, and I put out like this one track just on my name, and then it showed up on someone else's page. I was like, it was like a other Garza or something. I was like,
Classic.
I was like, fuck the hell, dude.
Classic.
It should be just put it up here and then it shows up on that.
Always the should be's, you
Yeah,
know?
it's always should be. But okay, so this was meant. It was meant to be a waterfall of a record.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, literally Eddie texted me and said, I love the EP. I was like, wait till you hear the whole album.
Okay, I was. If you guys want to clarify more, yeah, I was confused. I'm like, wait, I see the record date, am I talking about the record? Am I talking about an EP? They didn't put out EPs for a few years. Like, what am I going to talk about right now?
We're just keeping you on your toes.
It kind of works.
It feels like Spotify's keeping people on their toes. None of it makes any sense. The music industry's confusing.
It's still new,
to me
man. It's all new.
And we think about it in the grand scheme of things, streaming's basically 10, 11 years old. I barely had Apple Maps back.
This is
back
still.
then.
It's still new. Who really made this all happen was Rogan. It's like once he went to Spotify because they agreed for him, hey, well, we'll start putting videos up there. So it went in the podcast world first, which I experienced. They allow you to put video. If you're lucky, like myself, I was very lucky. I got personally invited, so you could monetize it. But I was like, okay, but what? And then I heard you overhear rumors. If I'm looking to apply, I'm getting out one of my secrets for my band, but just for everyone. It's not my secret. It's for everyone else to take. But if I want advice or what's going to happen in the music industry, I don't listen to bands or the music. I'm like, what are podcasters doing? Because they're actually they seem to be first lately. Because they're doing everything first with Spotify. Now they have the video on Spotify comments. You could comment on a podcast. I was like, I want to say it's only 2 months old.
That's crazy.
And you could choose to approve or not. I was like, okay, but if this is happening here in podcasting, I know exactly where it's going.
To music.
Yeah, I could just assume the natural progression.
It's like the McDonald's of fast foods, where it's the trend tester real quick to see what does work, what people want to interact with, and then they can move it over to the other products.
Well, podcasting is a quicker type of media content to produce. There's there's podcasters that shoot every single day, and it's super current.
Yeah.
And a band has to wait a month, a year to release a song. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. So with podcasting, when you're releasing episodes, when you release a song, you have to pitch it 3 weeks ahead of time. You have to make sure that Spotify is recognizing that you're putting out the song.
No.
With podcasting, it's just spoop.
For example, this is going up Monday, easy.
Yeah.
Well, the editing today will not be exactly easy, but it's however long it takes for the video to upload. It's there.
But you're not quite as beholden to the Spotify algorithm and waiting, and that's sick.
Literally, this could go up today, technically.
That's sick.
So,
do podcasts have a playlisting? Is there a bunch of hour-long episodes on a playlist of different podcasters or something?
It's similar to records, where if a certain record, if you listen to your record on Spotify and the record's done, it'll just kind of automatically play the next thing.
Sure.
So that's kind of
So
like
it's kind of like podcast radio. You finish a podcast, it's I think you'll like this.
It just kind of just goes and goes, and hopefully you have these days they call it content. But
C word.
It just kind of goes and goes, But I relate to what's happening there. Then it's just a matter of time. And then now you guys are we're experiencing. You guys. Okay, well, where's all the money going? If they put a video up there,
they're getting video streams, they get song streams, they get
ad revenue.
They get gold bricks and big yachts.
How are they going to watch the video? And I've been I'll look once a month. Okay, where's the video? Where's the music video situation at in Spotify? I'll look once a month and start doing some deep diving and stuff. Okay, it's not up yet, but it seems like
it's close. They have the stories. They have the highlight stories up now.
Feels very close.
They've got. It's going wacky on Spotify. Yeah, I didn't think I'd live to see it turn into a social media platform.
No, dude, I've learned we're probably in the same boat. Just keep open mind, adapt.
I'm trying.
Yeah, adapt. Yeah, but cool. Anyone. Good news is anyone can do it. It's fucking poke in. What's going on? Okay.
That's the funny thing. You think you got it figured out, but it just keeps.
Fuck
changing.
no, dude. Fuck no. Who does?
Yeah.
If someone said to you hey, I got this shit figured out, would you trust them?
No.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, you do, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
You got it figured out today, but not
and
tomorrow.
then I'd be like,
Yeah, it's true. And we have experience with people telling you. It's funny when people tell you stuff now. Now you have a filter in your mind where you're listening, but you have a filter. Okay, what does this really mean?
What does this really mean? How can I get through the suit talk?
Yeah.
No, but literally
Suit pillow talk.
releasing our music for this record. If I've been on the phone with our manager, I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on? And he's like, things have changed. I was like, in like 3 years? Because like 3 years ago, I mean, getting playlisted was a lot easier. We did it independently. Ali Hagendorf, she was doing it over on Spotify for a while. She was really in tune with the scene. I think she made it easier to like send music and get it playlisted. But now like there's like an influx of music. Spotify's changing, as we said. So I'm like on the phone like, yo, why are we getting playlisted like 2 weeks later instead of when we used to get playlisted pretty quickly? It's like, yeah, Spotify's different. Like it takes more time. They're more selective. They're weirder about it.
Sure.
And I'm like, damn, that sucks. It's only been like 2 years.
I remember
I'm tired.
I'm tired, dude. I hate Torn.
I hate Torn.
No, I hate tired. Yeah, I remember one era where like the biggest promotion tool was MySpace. Next record, it was dead.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
Yeah, you're right.
It was
stressful.
crazy. So
in my mind, as a 12-year-old, I always thought that's how y'all got big was MySpace and that sweet breakdown. That's the one that took y'all, man. I swear, bro.
yeah, got very lucky.
But then after MySpace, what do? Then you had Facebook.
Yeah,
and
Facebook.
Facebook wasn't meant for music at all. It's still not really meant for music at all.
It is true, huh?
YouTube wasn't very good back then.
No.
Damn. Yeah, the death of MySpace.
It was, but
hard.
it wasn't the powerhouse that it is today. Like I don't think Google owned it back then or whatever. Maybe they did. I don't fucking know. But
No, some guy just posted a video of the zoo.
Yeah, I don't. Good question. I wonder who owned YouTube like when it first started.
I don't think it was.
What?
Some
I
people.
think Google bought it like sometime later.
They did.
You know.
Yeah, but I think it was just owned by 2 people.
Hey, Chris, type in when did Google buy YouTube? I'm just curious.
And how much?
That's a good question. When did
2006.
Holy shit.
for how much? 1 point.
What's that in today's money?
That's right after Katrina,
So Google announced the acquisition of YouTube on October 9th, 2006. Google paid 1.6 billion. Wow.
That's got to be 90 trillion
Pennies.
today.
Pennies, really.
2006 pennies.
When you look at what YouTube's become, quite a deal.
Dude, it's
It's a pretty big steal to me.
It's cool. We all have access to it. It's crazy.
I like YouTube. YouTube's like the one platform that has been around the whole time that I'm still like, hell yeah, I like this one.
I love you. I have YouTube Premium.
It's got everything you want.
Same.
Bought that shit.
I learn
Same.
everything. I watch everything. I can listen to music on it.
I'm so curious about this.
So $100 in 2006 is worth $156 today.
1.65
So-
billion.
So that's probably, I mean, would that be 2 million then? 2 billion? More billions?
It's more than that.
More. Like, can you type in the amount? Like the full.
650.
And then a lot of zeros.
Yeah,
Yeah, how much?
that's million and that's billion.
Wow.
Wait, is that right?
Yeah, it's worth
2 billion.
It's worth
yeah, that's-
2.5. Damn.
It went up from 2006 to 2024. It went up almost 1 billion.
Well, now we're gonna start talking about socialism.
Inflation bad.
So what?
Now
so
we want
one.
to start talking about
The
redistributing
5 layer
wealth.
is $4.
So 1.6 million in 2006 is worth 2.5 today. Damn, I never knew that.
I'm gonna kill myself.
No.
No, I'm poor now.
No.
Look
Yeah.
at it.
I mean, you guys have lived it. Like you're always kind of. It's always going to go away. It's always something.
Sure.
What?
It's
the
always
sadness?
something. Well,
the-
that too. I mean,
The current event that's got me down.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, dude, think about what you do. You get to sing in a band. Like, yeah, it's going to be
It's
hard.
fucking sick.
It's going to be. You
still
You
mad.
literally have one of the coolest. You guys have literally one of the coolest jobs on the planet.
Don't rationalize how cool my life is, dude. Don't put it in front of my face and make me feel good about how I'm doing. God damn it,
It
I'm
feels-
mad.
this right
I'm
now.
mad.
It feels good and bad at the same time.
Same
Yeah,
shit,
it's-
different day.
Yeah, it's but
I'm
yeah,
allowed to feel good and bad at the same time, and
It's-
it happens every day.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be literally like the hardest. You want it's funny like everyone I've been thinking about Bring Me the Horizon a lot. There's because fucking Ollie, man, he has this lyric. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. You know, it's like, yeah, but I guess to relate that to music, it's like everyone wants this happiness, but if you want a certain amount of happiness, you're gonna experience the same amount of low. Yeah. Like it's like you know, you're just not gonna be happy like that, and then the sadness is gonna stay. You're gonna have an equal. So yeah, you felt this, but you're gonna have an equal or lower low to have that.
Because heaven and death are the polar opposites. Death is the end, and heaven is
Yes.
the perfection afterwards.
Yeah,
It sounds kind of corny, but I mean,
let's get corny.
It really is about the journey, man. You
Dude,
know,
Damn, that is
100%.
corny.
It is
It's about the
It is.
ride, brother.
It is about like leveling up and like reaching new goals. Because if you just like put in the infinite health cheat, infinite money cheat, I mean, it's not fun anymore. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you got money. Money's so sick. I love money, but like, it's just That's not what I'm gonna look back on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna look back on moments like this. Or like the moments when we got like dropped and how we came back from it and how prideful I feel about that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It's just, yeah, we gotta remind ourselves, this is a journey, man. It's just a fucking journey. You know,
It's
but
very long and arduous.
yeah, but we always want to rush there.
Sure.
And projects, especially records or songs, in your case, it's just like
We have been trying to get this record out.
For how long?
Well, originally.
It's been written. We finished tracking it last January. This is our longest album release rollout.
Wait, not this January, like January before.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What's been going on?
Oh.
We got the label halfway through writing it
Oh.
or something.
Okay.
There's just all okay. So I think the very, very first thing that held us back was this whole thing about we can't get vinyl. You know, like you have have to have your vinyl if you're gonna release your record. All right, you know, and it's like, but give them the vinyl later, and they're like, no, we're suits. We don't do that. You know, so
Yeah.
that held us up, and then, you know how it is doing videos. You get quoted this, it turns into that.
Sure.
It takes longer than it's supposed to. This takes longer than it's supposed to.
Sure.
And then you're like, okay, we finished that. Can we release it now? And they're like, well, hold up. The algorithm doesn't like it when you release music that fast. I'm like, son of a bitch. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it just kind of these problems keep presenting themselves, you know, and it's a double-edged sword, right? Because you could, like, spit it all out, just give them the record. But there is something to be said about doing all these singles, I guess. You know what I mean? It kind of puts a spotlight on everything. It kind of keeps your name floating around. Every song gets a chance to be heard, you know, because, like, not everybody's going to give your shit a chance or a full, you know, like, listen, you know. So every release is another chance, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's a good way to say it. Every release is another chance.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. It's cool. Yeah. I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, put it in the box.
Yeah, I got my toolbox of things I learned on this thing. Little fucking. Well, I do when you get older, man. You need anywhere you get inspiration or clarity. You know, every day you wake up, someone's trying to fuck you.
You're always a student, brother.
Always. Devin, I wanted to personally apologize to you for giving you COVID, man. I'm sorry. I apologize, man.
Yeah, that story was an interesting time. We were touring right after the pandemic kind of like calmed down a little bit, and Live Nation was like, oh, we can hold shows again, but to sold out crowds and trying to do the restriction thing and stuff like that. But you just had to jump off that balcony.
Yeah, I
in
heard you had to
Detroit.
jump off the balcony.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. I feel bad for it later, you know. But, yeah,
He was texting us the whole time saying he was having a good time. He loved the hotel room and that being secluded was cool. He was like,
These
yeah.
guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's like, this is great. You know what? Actually, it's great to have peace of mind. Everyone's sick.
How do you feel now?
After the fact?
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. I think it made us closer.
I don't
honestly.
think he has COVID anymore.
No, yeah.
No, I meant like sometimes people have like a residual feeling after like they might have like people say what long
COVID.
Long
Yeah.
COVID. No, I mean I've had it 4 times now.
Four,
so,
okay.
It's the worst every time, but I look at more like what it did for our personal relationships. Like I don't think I would have gotten to know you guys that deeply if we weren't all stuck in that hotel room in middle of nowhere, North Carolina.
Yeah.
You know, like that we went more into that realm with that opportunity. So
It's cool.
Honestly, I'm kind of thankful you gave me COVID, brother. Like, fuck. It gave me an opportunity to get to know y'all.
No, don't fucking clap that. No, it's bad. It's bad.
It gave me an opportunity to know y'all. You know, so.
Cool. Yeah. Well, it led to a mini tour.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Which was sick.
Oh, well,
That's fun.
Our entrance into Deathcore tours.
what are you guys doing? You're doing it again right now with signs.
I don't know, man. It works
What are
out.
you doing?
It seems to
Working
go
out.
really well for us to tour with deathcore bands. I don't know.
I had no idea deathcore people like singing.
Oh, they do. I got them putting their hands in the air and waving them back and forth. I'm like, oh my god, y'all never done this at a deathcore show, right?
Wow.
They're
Well,
like, wait, this
are they
thing goes
snapping?
up. It goes up.
No, it works out really. If we hadn't gone on that tour with you, I swear to God, I don't know where we'd be at this exact moment, because that tour, y'all's fans were like welcomed us with open arms, and like our first tour was with the Acacia Strain, so we had experience with like really heavy bands, and their fans did not like us. Mind you, we were really bad.
We were a bad
We were
band.
a really bad band.
2014.
It was our first tour.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know how to
yeah.
scream.
It happens.
I felt like I had lava in my throat. I probably would have hated us too.
Sure.
But that was like our first and last experience with like extreme heavy. And then going on tour with y'all, we're like, Devin said it's gonna be good,
Dang.
and we
drummer's
do
fault.
like Suicide Silence.
It's
And
cool.
it opened our eyes.
Yeah, because like you wouldn't think there's a crossover, but like we're making a lot of new fans on this tour, and I'm sure we made a lot of new fans playing with y'all, just people that wouldn't normally catch us. You know what
Sure.
I mean?
It's cool melding the genres. I mean, there's elitism that lives in it, you know. And I'm a metalcore guy. I don't listen to much deathcore, and I've listened to heavier music ever since going on tour with y'all.
Whoa.
And
That's sick.
it is sick. Like it's brought me into that world a little bit more, and it's cool to know that like there is a section of the fan bases that can be combined. I mean, there's obviously going to be deathcore people, deathcore fans that like don't,
Only
they don't fuck with
sure.
us, and that's fine.
Or us. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
Cane Hill fans that don't fuck with the other bands on tour that we're playing on, but
Sure.
you know for a fact you can see it. You can see the deathcore fans and the metalcore fans. Like even for 156, they got a chant last night at the deathcore show. Everybody was screaming 156, 156, and they're a metalcore band. By the way, plug. They just put out their album today.
Today? Oh,
today.
great. Oh,
No, yesterday.
Yesterday's Friday. Yesterday.
Probably yesterday. But so like to have like even one of like the second band playing on a 5-band package is metalcore, the rest are deathcore except us, and they're getting chants of like excitement and applause and like this sick nasty reaction from deathcore fans as well as ours. So like, and then of Sulfur and the deathcore fans are bands are getting reactions from ours. It's nice because everyone's like, oh, metalcore band can't tour with the deathcore band. We're like, why? We're doing it. It's cool.
Wow.
It's working out.
That's great news.
It is great news.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's kind of gnarly how I think I heard you guys tell a story where like you guys played Chain Reaction, which is actually your show tonight, when you sold 2 T-shirts and it sucked,
Probably.
and now you're back and you came back another time. It
Good show.
was great, and now
Good show. Made
2022.
made way more than $20. You know.
yeah, and then now it's gonna be probably another
I think it's pretty
Another
close to
30
sold
bucks.
out.
I think
if
sold
not.
out tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
So it's getting better.
Dude, tour. That tours change, and one is like all right, and then the next time you come back, it's like oh shit, I don't fucking know where we're at anyway.
I guess we gained fans.
Yeah,
along the way. It's all
No,
about
no.
the fans you gain along the way.
It
you know
really
what I
felt
mean?
random like that. Like there was a long time where it was like we're doing bad, and then one day it was like, hey, wait a minute. You know what I mean? This is good. All right. You know what I mean?
This year feels different to me. I don't know about the other guys, but like this tour, the tour that we did in Europe, genuinely feels different. Like,
Good.
back when we were touring with y'all, we were still kind of in like that transitional phase, and it felt good. It felt like, oh, we're doing something better than what we did. But it's been like a constant growing thing, and then this tour is just like, are we cool? You know, we're like looking at our stories, we're looking at like our peers posting about us and like the metalcore community enjoying it, and we've always kind of been like that outskirt metalcore band because we did new metal-y stuff, you know. But now as I'm looking, I'm like, are Are we sick?
Yeah, I guess to expand on what Witt's saying there, when the band debuted, there was only a handful of those new metalcore type bands, and I'd even argue to say that we were too early for that because I mean, you look at what's
Too
popular.
hip. We were
right
too
now,
sick.
You know what I mean? But
I agree.
so we were too weird for. Okay, so we were too young for the boomer rock crowd, and our sound was too old for the metalcore crowd. And so we were just in this weird middle place where like it just really wasn't like landing the way that it was supposed to, you know what I mean? Because we didn't want to fully commit to, I'm just use the word butt rock. We just didn't want to full send that, you know what I mean?
We could write some good butt rock.
I mean, we kind of have, you know what I mean? I guess you could call Kill the Sun that, or it's more grunge.
Lord of Flies is butt rock.
You look at our songs like It Follows and Lord of Flies. I mean, that's just like it's simple, bread and butter. New Jesus, like that's as simple as it gets. You know what I mean? Yeah, we somewhere over COVID, I got a 7-string. And that was it.
Got that nice ESP, dude.
We literally watched Crystal Lake on tour with us, and we were like, well, we can't hit that note.
Truthfully, that's what it was. Like they were in like F, and I was like, that's a cool note.
That's a cool note.
I want to hit
We can't hit that note with 6 strings.
Wow.
I need more strength. But yeah, I love those guys. They're awesome. But yeah.
They're OGs too.
Yeah.
They've been doing it, and they've been doing it
2002.
well.
They give it their all every night. They
Playing
give it-
after them in Europe was not very fun. Like the continental Europe back then, like we were on a tour with Crystal Lake, us, 36 Crazy Fist, which is tight,
Sick.
legendary, and then Bury Tomorrow, eclectic group of touring bands. But Crystal Lake, one of those bands that when you have to play after them, you're like,
Son of a bitch.
do I really have to go and compete with that? Like they just melted people. I gotta go put them back together or something. I can't melt them any further. And then Pork 36 Crazy Fist goes on, and it's like, I love them, but like 2 bands with like tracks, Kempers, big sounds, and then classic metalcore goes on, and it's like, this is tough. Then Bury Tomorrow is just like, okay, we'll bring it back. And then they smashed it, so it's all good. But
cool.
The roundabout point is Crystal Lake could hit F. We were very jealous. We coveted. We coveted. Going after them after they hit notes we can't even hit was like, damn.
It's great.
I wasn't ready.
Oh well, yeah, I wasn't ready at all.
wasn't ready.
I was so excited to tour with them. I wasn't ready to be humbled every single night, and we most certainly were humbled.
Wow. Yeah, you don't know until you see it. You're like, oh, sometimes you see a lineup. Okay, cool. And then you see it, like, oh, fuck.
That's the cool thing about touring, you know what I mean? You don't expect these things, you know? Like, I didn't, when I went on that tour, I didn't expect to learn so much or, like, get so close with them, you know what I mean? Which is crazy because there was a huge language barrier.
Big old language barrier, but
You know,
everyone
like,
knows
the-
how to have fun.
The only
Yeah.
way we communicated was, like, sign language and alcohol, you know what I mean? So, like,
Just handing joints, like, huh?
yes?
Yeah?
Yes, let's go!
It wasn't our first rodeo though. We
Yeah.
had experience from hanging out with Cold Rain, so we
Oh, cool.
We had that going for us, but
We are good with assimilating into the
Crystal Lake
Japanese
was on a
bands.
whole different level.
My goodness. How'd you guys get on the NXT? How
Butt
Triple
rock.
H, bro.
Just butt rock, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I don't know. It was probably, they probably discovered
It
us
was
on
them.
Octane.
I don't know how they discovered us, but it was them. They reached out to our management and they wanted to have us on.
And they happen to be in Louisiana.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
that
doing
that
that.
was
Cool.
just crazily convenient because we
That's
were
cool.
like, can we play?
It probably added weight to their decision to pick us, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know, because the original discussion didn't even have us performing it. The original discussion was just like, they wanted to use our music, but we were like, Code Orange played, and you'll be in New Orleans. Can we play?
They originally, and this is probably a good thing to explain to kind of give some background on why I keep saying what I've been saying, but they wanted Smile, but they looked at our social media because that's kind of a good point. Is like you're always being watched, whether you realize it or not, whether you only have like a couple followers or a shit ton of followers, like there's people watching you, you know, if you're in the circuit.
Judging.
And they thought we were way too crazy because, dude, wrestling's it's kind of like YouTube and Disney. It's like a family like kid thing.
It's not the Attitude Era anymore.
And we're posting X and Y on our story, and they're like, "Oh hell nay," you know what I mean? And
Did you say hell nay?
yeah, I did.
Huh.
And so they waited, and then Too Far came out, and at that point, they were kind enough to tell us this.
Mm-hmm. They did let us know.
And so we cleaned up the act. You know what I mean? That was one of the first wake up calls of like,
Quite a few wake
yeah,
up
maybe
calls.
we're not doing the right thing. You know what I mean? But they came back when Too Far was released or getting put out, and I think that was better anyway. I liked looking back. I like the songs on Too Far more than Smile. A lot of fans would disagree. A lot of OG fans would disagree. But
The guys at WWE would disagree. I
yeah.
talked to them recently, and they still talk about Smile. I'm like, that's crazy, huh?
Wow. Hey,
Wrestling loves it.
hey, Chris, can you type it in, please? Thank you. Yeah, I was like, damn, how did they get that show? Play the Smoothie King Arena.
It was wild, man.
It was the coolest thing
12,000
I've ever
sold out.
done. We haven't
Live
beaten it.
TV too.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, they rolled us out on a stage. We did It Follows, and then we did a wrestler entrance too for this.
Really?
Yeah, we
for-
played Ember Moon's walkout theme song with Lizzie Hale.
NXT, Chris.
Yeah, you just type NXT.
NXT. Yeah, this shit's sick.
I didn't tell anybody about this. I didn't announce it to anyone, and I just had
Why?
like the texts when I got off stage. I was
Funnier.
like, "Did I just see you on pay-per-view?" I was like, "Yeah, man."
Were you too nervous? Hey, what if this thing goes terribly wrong? I
You
don't
know,
know.
something did go wrong.
Yeah, something did go
Yeah.
The computer
Yeah,
like
the computer
froze,
freaked out.
and they were like, "Y'all need to start." And Devin's like, "Hold on."
I'm like
Hold on,
give me,
Triple
like,
H of
pissing
WWE.
myself.
Like-
Like live,
Yeah, dude.
pay per view.
Yeah, dude.
You
the
need to
arena,
start right now.
The arena went
12,000
black.
people. Yeah,
The whole arena went black.
Oh
Heavy
man,
metal.
Yeah,
Possibly my coolest fit ever.
that looks sick.
that happened.
Is there any volume or no?
Yeah, so like every screen in that arena was Kane Hillified. Pretty much.
nuts.
I mean,
it's the most insane production you've ever seen in your life.
yeah, I mean, when you walk out into the middle of an arena, 16,000 people sold out, and every screen that you can see has your band on it it's a sobering experience, I can say.
Yeah, they made all that like art, like our logo
Wow.
with all that art and shit. We didn't even know that was gonna be there. They had all that
Everything
stuff
was-
set up.
It was so cool that it was just done. Like, it was like truly an experience.
I mean, look at all those lights, Jesus. You know, but-
My wife was losing her mind. She loves WWE. She was
Devin is
probably as
fucking-
stoked as us.
So are you off the click there or no?
No, we were playing
Yeah,
Oak Click then.
here's-
I got it working. It was about 10 seconds of like them yelling at me, telling me to go, and then I got it working. So
Yeah, what do you do, man?
I just
told them to wait.
yeah. I was like, y'all gotta wait a second, bro.
You better fucking.
This is
wait.
live. I
I need to start now. Like,
I'm having a
we
heart
are-
attack.
Yeah, I can't look back at this and be like, oh fuck, it fucked up.
We're not doing this without tracks, baby.
We got carted out on that stage, too.
Oh yeah, they wheeled us.
We
yeah.
had to stand in place, and then they wheeled us out into the room.
Sick, dude. That's fucking badass.
Yeah, and then the wrestler entrance, we shared their performance with Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. She
Also
sung.
very sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ember Moon was the wrestler that we performed, that girl with the purple hair, and she was the NXT like champ at that time.
She was moving up, huh?
And yeah, and it was like put into place that she was going to lose the match that we played the song for her to go do, but that was going to be her ascension into like going to the actual WWE.
Oh wow.
So,
Called up to the majors.
yeah, it was pretty cool. It was cool to see Triple H kind of run the show too. He really does. He's hands on. He's out there every day.
That dude's got the biggest arms I've ever seen
Yeah,
in my entire life.
yeah. Didn't he come out and see you guys like rehearse?
Yeah, he came and
to the
watched
rehearsal
us.
room.
He put his arm around me to take that like a group photo, and I fell forward.
Yeah, he's like 9'12".
Yeah,
It's crazy.
the weight of his
He
arm.
pushed my little stoner body on
It was
accident.
crazy, and he's not the tallest person, but I mean, he put his arm around us, and I felt myself like
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's straight up like.
he's dense.
It was cool.
He's
Yeah,
got some
I
density.
shook his hand, and his hand just like
It just it envelops.
This fucking puts you in a fucking pedigree. Oh, James is dead.
He watched us. He watched us rehearse that song like 5-6 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty hands on. Like I think he was the one that was like we had a long intro for that song with the bells and stuff, and he needed it shorter for the runtime.
It was
of the
either
show.
shorter or longer.
I think it was
I
shorter.
think it was shorter.
I
Yeah.
can't remember.
And so he was pretty hands on during that rehearsal, of being like, "Hey, y'all should do this instead of this." Blah blah blah. You know, like he was on it,
Triple H.
and a super nice dude. Like,
Ooh, yeah,
It was
so
the
nice
most-
and down to earth.
Professional and well-oiled production I think any of us have ever been a part of.
Music industry could learn a thing or two. Although German festivals are pretty close.
Yeah.
German festivals are pretty efficient, but not quite as efficient as the world wrestling.
There was just like no errors. Like any error was us. You know what I mean? Like they were on their shit. It was crazy. Real TV moment.
what was cool about the wrestler theme too is they have these guys called the CFOs that write all the wrestler themes and
Oh,
the
yeah.
tunes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they kind of allowed us to kind of reimagine Ember Moon's entrance song. So we were able to kind of like put our own spin on her songs, which was really sick. Like to have that opportunity, not only to have like the freedom to do that, but like, oh, you trust me enough to do that? Like,
Sure.
oh my God, dude. Like,
It was cool working with Lizzie Hale too, because she was so sweet and
She
down
was
to earth.
nice.
And we had crossed paths. We had crossed paths with her again, and she remembered us, and it was really cool. Personal moment for me. She had her signature was about to come out. Her Black Explorer. And she had the prototype with her, and she let me jam on it. And it was so new that the strings were like coming out of the nut. Like
Sick.
it was just totally brand new. And she liked how I played and stuff. And she had a lot of nice things to say. But like I said, we crossed paths with her again at Shipped Rocked, and I think another festival or two. And she always said, "Hey," always remembered us. So it was really good.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Makes us feel neat.
The new record is dropping November 1st.
Yeah.
November
New,
1st.
new full record.
Full record.
Okay.
No
so-
more EP confusion.
Okay.
Although it does sound like a pretty solid EP if you just listen to what's released, so I get it.
Because if I'm ever listening to a record, the whole like waterfall thing, I'll see like, I'll click the EP, oh wait, these songs are on the record, so I'll just click the record and just let it go. But this one made it more, I was just confused.
I recommend-
At the gym.
Anybody who's listening to the record, when it is finally out, listen to it like from beginning to end. Like if you want to, you know what I mean? If you want to experience it the way it was intended, because they are ordered in a way that we think hits the hardest, I
Well, I
guess.
hate singles. You know, as like an artist, we put together this piece of work where it's like listen to front to back. You'll
Yeah,
get the
you
right
need-
emotions. It's gonna take you through like a story.
Source, trust us, bro.
Yeah, source trust us, bro. It's not like a concept record or anything, but you know, like you write an album and
Sure.
it's like it's meant to be listened a certain way, but you have to release songs to hype it up, and then people get the record, they skip the songs they already know, and you're like, no, there's
Yeah.
a story. But it don't matter.
Now you guys put in so much fucking time into like the whole piece,
Sure.
and then
And metal community is weird because like music industry wants you to not do albums. Music industry loves singles. They love statistics.
but they also
love
want you to
numbers.
wait for the vinyl.
They want you to wait for the vinyl but that's the
Makes a
metal
lot of sense.
community.
fucking mind.
Metal community's still obsessed with full length records. Like we did the EPs. Like we're like, yeah, we're gonna get fucking stats. We're gonna get numbers. We're gonna improve our game. You know.
Sure.
And people are like, well, where's the full length? I'm like, nobody listens to full lengths. They're like, yes, we do.
Yes,
We're
we
like,
do.
what the fuck are you talking about? Fine, we'll do a full length. And now people are gonna be like, oh, I only listen to singles.
Well, I think they just want you to be confused, and that writes great music, unfortunately. You know, it's like, let's just keep them confused forever.
Confusion's something. to talk
Confusion's
about.
good. You know, keep them talking. What are they doing? Why they put two songs with the same name out? Oh,
No. All right. Anything I missed? Any closing thoughts that you want out there about Cane Hill, about your story, about the records?
Man, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
We ended up chatting real well.
Yeah, we covered
Talked
a
about
lot.
some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And just, general, please listen to our record.
You asked us all the stuff you wanted to ask us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're easy
Time
to talk
flies.
to, boss.
Yeah, we're gonna be a little late for load in, but we'll be fine.
Ah,
I'm
it's
trying to
fine.
close. It's I could easily talk on another 30 minutes, but I know you guys got loading. So, all right. So, no closing thoughts.
No,
check
we're
out
good.
the record. The record, November 1st,
Full length. Yeah.
and the name is.
A piece of me I never let you find, in all lowercase with a period.
I
at
saw
the
all the
end.
lowercase. very, very cool. Kane Hill, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for doing
Thank
the
you.
tour.
No,
So,
thank you for
thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us
You
on
got-
a tour in the past and the podcast in the present. Like, this has been fun, Garza.
Cool, man. Well, you guys have been fun. Thank you guys for being sick. All right, everyone. That's it. Kane Hill, later.
Thank y'all.